You guys have so many great questions on our channel, and today I'm going to take the top 5 most popular questions we have about crate training and answer them. And in today's video, my fluffy friend Popcorn and I are going to show you how to work through those challenges. I'm Instructor Steve. This is Popcorn. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. There's a question from Emma asking if it's too late to start this crate training with her puppy. Her puppy's been home for a couple of weeks already. And the truth is, everybody should start this right now, as soon as you possibly can. Whether your puppy's been home for 2 weeks or 2 months, or you're getting them 2 days from now. Getting your dogs comfortable in their crates is one of the most valuable things you can do for all sorts of training. And one of the best things that you can do right off the bat is build some value for the crate. Make it a place that they want to go. Now that's an easy thing to say, but it's something that does take a little bit of work. Now little Popcorn here is having a little nap because we're gonna get him out and do some stuff. We had just done a little training. Hi buddy, good boy. Now, one of the easiest things to do right off the bat is take some of his great treats, some of his great rewards, and make getting those rewards a bit of a game. One of the things I'm gonna do, and again, I've got my line on, so I'm preventing him from running away and making his own decisions, but I'm gonna get some of those treats, and I might just lure him near the crate. And first step might be rewarding just on the ground near the crate. Good boy. What's that? Excellent job. I can get another little treat, maybe toss it a little closer to the crate. Right in the floor in front. Good boy. Excellent job. Oh, did you get it? Did you get it? It went underneath there. Now already, because I happened to drop this crate here, he can't quite get it, this little treat. He's going, wait a minute, this crate thing's pretty fun. There's treats underneath it. There's all sorts of things. Can you get that, bud? Did you find it? You need a little help? Good job. There you go. Now that we've gotten this far, I'm going to go another little step. I'm going to take that treat and I'm going to put it right in the crate. Get that there. Yes, good boy. Hooray. What a good puppers. That's fun, isn't it? Hi, bud. Good. Okay, go get that. Yes, good, excellent boy, good. He can pop back out. This is a game of sort of hide and seek. He runs in, he gets a treat, he comes back out, but he's only getting the treats for going inside the crate. I'm not rewarding him when he comes out. I want him thinking, hey, when I go in there, really good things happen. Now, I'm using a pretty low level treat. This is some of his kibble. You can pick the thing that's most valuable for your dog because that's gonna be the determining factor whether your dog actually goes in the crate. So again, I've got the treat here, ready, set, okay, get it. Yes, good boy, hooray, 100%, good boy, you're amazing. Good, ready, set. Now that he's playing that game, I'm gonna actually see if I can get him to go a little faster. Instead of letting him walk in on his own, I'm actually gonna get a little higher value treat. I've got some cut up cheddar cheese here, hi buddy. And I am actually gonna hold him back and I'm gonna see if I can get him to run in the crate now. This is a little game I love to play with my dog. So I've got his leash, I've got his line here, I'm holding him back. Do you want this thing? Are you ready? Are you set? Okay, get it. Yes, good boy. Get it, get it, get it. It's right there. Good boy. Hooray. What a good puppy dog. What I'm looking for is him to have a little more enthusiasm going in the crate. There it is. Ready, set. Okay, get it. Yes, good boy. Amazing. Good boy. What a good job. And in a very short session, okay, get it. I can get him freely walking in and freely walking out and also get a little more focus from him. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but he went from trying to run everywhere else. Yes, good boy. Excellent job. Now I'm going to finish that point in a second. Good. Did everybody see what happened there? I didn't actually throw a treat. Yes, good boy. Excellent job. I didn't throw a treat in the crate and he walked in on his own. I'm gonna make a big deal about that. Good boy, buddy. Excellent job. At first, we were using that food to lure him or bribe him in there, but now he's free to make some decisions. Where's that thing, bud? Where's that thing? Yes, good boy. Now that he's going in there, I'm gonna toss some treats in again. Good, good. Go in there and get that thing. Good job. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go, bud? Yes, good boy. Very quickly, he's starting to figure out that all the good things happen for running through the door. Does this happen when you try and take your pup out of the crate? Come here, come here. There's a great question from Christy on our YouTube channel, and she talks about her dog being a door dasher. And it's important that we teach our dogs some manners when coming out of the crate. One of the things we don't want them to learn is all the fussing and pushing and barking, and then that reward of being able to charge out without permission is the thing that happens in life. We want to teach our dogs to be a little bit more mindful and wait for our permission. Now, this exercise takes some time, it takes some patience, but it's well worth, I know you've got lots to say right now, it's well worth taking the time to teach them a little bit of patience when coming out of the crate and waiting for your permission. So I'm gonna work through that now with Popcorn. There's no barging out of the crate, mister. Yes, good. Yes, whoopsie. Good try, bud. Good. Yes, good boy. Good. Good job. Good. So all I'm doing right now is really spending a second to teach Popcorn not to come barging out of the crate. There's nothing worse than opening your crate and having a dog frantically come busting out and you're trying to get a hold of him. So I'm just being a little patient with him right now. I'm opening it a little bit, and if he decides to push forward on that crate, I'm just closing it again, just preventing him from moving. But when I get this, yes, good. Whoa, good job. So that was pretty good. He thought, hey, I'm gonna give this a little tap and see what happens. Now, I'm close enough that I can affect change and just close that again. I'm not mad at him and I'm not scolding him. Yes, good boy. But when I get this kind of decision, yes, good boy. Now I can open the crate a little bit more. Yes, good boy. Now I want to take note of where I'm feeding him. I'm feeding him right inside the crate. I'm not feeding him with his head coming out. I want him to know that hanging out in the crate means good things happen. And once I've done that, now you can see, whoops, now he's trying to come out, so I'm just gonna prevent him. Oh, I got your collar there, bud. I'm just gonna close that door gently again. We're gonna try this process again. Teaching them to be a little bit more mindful coming out of the crate's a really valuable thing to do. Good boy, there you go. Good. Oopsie. Good. Now that I'm getting a little bit more patience, I can reach in and take a hold of his collar and I'm gonna clip on his line. But the moment you touch your puppy, guess what happens? They go crazy, they go wild. He's really excited by this. So now I'm gonna get to my next step. I'm gonna clip this line on and I'm gonna go through that process again. So now I've got his line on him. Now I'm gonna close that crate. We're gonna start over because now I can have great control when I do give him permission to come out. And he's getting a little excited with this, excuse me. He's really getting a little bit worked up and trying to figure out how to get out of this crate. I'm not mad at him, just being calm and letting him figure out what it is that's gonna get that door open. And what I'm looking for is just him to be a little bit calm. Good boy. Good. Oopsie. Good job, good try, bud. Good. Yes, good. And a reward inside that crate again. Good boy. Play the game a little back and forth. Oopsie. Good job. This is an exercise in patience with a busy puppy. It takes time. It doesn't happen instantly, but it's well worth spending a little bit of time each time you take that pup out of the crate. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. Whoopsie. Good, we're getting close. He's starting to use his brain now. Good boy. That's better. You can just chill out, bud. Good boy. Yes, good. So he sat. I'm going to take advantage of that. Good. Okay. Good boy, you did it. It's important to play these games and build a little value for going in the crate on their own, but let's face it, sometimes life simply gets in the way. Somebody comes to your door or you need to look after the kids, they need something, and the pup just needs to go in the crate. So at that time, it's all about the approach you take. I'm simply gonna have a matter-of-fact approach. I'm gonna scoop my dog into my side, take this line off, and they go in. There's not much more to it. In you go, bud. Good boy. Excellent work. The nice thing is if I've done the games beforehand, it makes him settling down a lot easier. If you're struggling with your puppy training, remember this is just a short YouTube video. If you'd like more personalized help and feedback from me and the other McCann Dogs instructors, check out our Puppy Essentials online training program for puppies up to 5 months of age. You can get feedback every day from one of us. I'll put the link in the description below. Rustic Nature asked the question, is it okay to leave chew toys and things in the crate with my dog? And there are definitely some things I will leave in my crate, especially with a puppy of this age, but there's a lot of things that I won't. You'll notice that I don't have any bedding first and foremost in here. Bedding is something that my dogs earn a little bit later on. In the early stages of puppy training, bedding can actually set our house training back. It's absorbent, they can push it aside. Most dogs in a crate like this will not go to the bathroom if they're gonna be lying in it. That's just puppy nature, and bedding sometimes allows them to kind of evacuate a little bit in one spot and then shove it off to the side and sleep in the other corner. I want to make sure I get the house training sorted out first and foremost, so there is no bedding. Now, along with house training, bedding can become quite the chew toy for dogs, and it's something that can be shredded and ingested. Hey, stop. Good, quiet, that's better. It's something that can be ingested and create some blockages on the way through. You have a lot to say, buddy, don't you? On the way through, so it's important that at this point, it's just the crate. Now, what can I give them? Well, a good appropriate size nylon bone or a Kong. I love to take Kongs and stuff a little dog food that's been soaked and frozen in that crate to give them something to entertain themselves. I do leave a collar on my puppies, a well-fit flat buckle collar. Hey, that's enough. Something that I know is not gonna get caught on anything. But my puppies are in and out all the time. It's not like they're in there and I leave for 8 hours and come back later. They're in and out throughout the day. My puppies do spend a lot of time in their crate, but these things allow them to sort of occupy themselves when I'm doing all the other things I need to do. You'll notice I've been addressing every time Popcorn whines or makes a bit of a fuss in his crate, and we get a lot of questions from viewers about what to do when their pups are unsettled in their crates. And we put out a video a little while ago that goes quite in depth into what to do when your pup's fussing in your crate, and I'll put the link to that video in the description below. A question I get asked all the time by my in-person students is, how do I know that my dog's going to be settled in their crate, or how can I help them settle in their crate a whole lot better? And it all comes down to, are their needs met? Has my dog gone to the bathroom? Do I know that they've had a meal recently? Have I had a good little play session where I've used not only their physical energy up, but also their mental energy, teaching them some basic skills that use their brain? And then have I again taken them out and tried to make sure that their potty needs are met? If all those things are sorted out, then there's a better chance of that dog going in and laying quietly, just like little Popcorn is here. Now, Popcorn does have a Kong, and I put a little cheese in there for him, but this is what allows me to now go and do the things that I need to do after I've looked after my puppy. One of the most popular questions we get asked is, how long do I have to crate train my puppy? And crate to me and crate training is kind of a two-part thing. The first part is training them, hey, quiet, and teaching them to be comfortable and relaxed in their crate. But the second part is, how long do I actually use my crate in the house? So let's talk about the training aspect of it. When you have a new dog or a new dog to you, taking time to have your dogs actually spend time in their crate is the first step. So feeding your dogs their meals in their crate, doing what I'm doing right now, doing a little training and then popping them in there. And I'm gonna actually go do a couple of other things and come back. This isn't putting them in the crate at night, going to sleep and hoping it goes well. This isn't putting him in the crate, leaving for work for the day and hoping it goes well. This is having him in the crate while you go about your day. And it might be that I simply walk to another room, do the thing that I need to do and come back. Getting a little positive association with it, and also having the pup learn that just because they're in there, you're not leaving for hours at a time. It simply becomes part of their day. And that's why if I have to go do things, if I have to get to look after the door, look after the kids, my pup learns that there's no big deal to just be popped in there, because when I have time, I'll pop him out and we'll do some training outside of the crate. And what does that time look like when he's out of his crate? Well, it is focused training time. It is teaching him what I want him to do. It isn't just I open the gate and let him run wherever he wants to. It's about building value for me. It's about building that relationship. It's about using his brain and tiring him out so that when I do pop him back in there, he's gonna do exactly what Popcorn's doing here, which is just chill out. And what about the second part of the question? How long do I have to use the crate? Well, that's really an individual decision. I mean, ultimately, my dogs don't live in crates every day in my house, but they still are in crates throughout their lives. So how do I start to wean it away? Well, when I can't remember the last time I had to get after my puppy for doing something that I didn't want them to, when they're able to just be without chewing or having accidents or all that kind of stuff, then I can start to think about giving a little test. And the little test isn't go to work, have fingers crossed and hope it goes well. It might be simply having them chill out in the living room and I walk outside and maybe come back in 30 seconds later. And then maybe I go out the front door and walk around to the back door and come back in. Varying the lengths of time that you're gone and seeing what your pup does. If they're making great decisions, I can start to extend that time. If they're making poor decisions, well, that probably tells you it's time to have them go back in their crate. I do still have my dogs in and out of their crates quite often through their entire lives. When my dogs are in vehicles, they're in crates for their safety and my family's safety. If they need to go to the vets, they may need to spend time in a crate. So even though we may eliminate it from our house, it's still an important thing to use throughout your dog's life. Crate training is something I start the minute my puppy comes home, but if you'd like some more help on what to do that first week home with your puppy, click that video right there. On that note, I'm Steve. This is Popcorn. Happy training.